Hello. We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Today, we'll introduce you to the Kamakura Bunkakan Tsurugaoka Museum. Get ready for a bit of a deep dive into a really special place.
Oh, it really is special. It's this amazing cultural spot, kind of tucked away right inside the grounds of Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine. Very peaceful.
Exactly. Peaceful is the word. And what I find fascinating is how it mixes Kamakura's really deep history with this very cool modern design.
Yeah, it's quite the blend, isn't it? You sort of walk in, and it feels like the past and the present are having a quiet chat.
That's a lovely way to think about it. Makes you wonder, how does a place so connected to ancient traditions manage to pull off this cutting-edge architecture? Is there a secret to it?
Well, it's all down to its pretty unique origin story. This museum wasn't just built yesterday. It actually opened way back in 1951.
51.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. And get this, it was Japan's very first public modern art museum. Can you imagine? The first one. It used to be called the Kanagawa Prefectural Museum of Modern Art, Kamakura.
Japan's first.
Oh.
Okay, that's a huge deal. So who was the architect?
Yeah.
The person behind this groundbreaking design. I heard he had some pretty impressive influences.
He absolutely did. The designer was Yunzo Sakakura, a real trailblazer in Japanese modernism. And here's the really cool part. He actually studied directly under Le Corbusier.
No way. The Le Corbusier, the French master.
The very same.
Yeah.
So that connection, it's not just a historical tidbit. It makes the museum this living example of how those global modernist ideas found a unique home right here in Japan, especially after the war.
That makes sense. It's like a piece of world architecture history,
Yeah.
but with a totally Japanese feel.
Exactly. And it says a lot about Japan's cultural identity back.
Okay, so an important building,
Mm.
but I heard it nearly disappeared, that something happened.
You heard right. It faced a real threat. There were plans for closure, even demolition. It was quite serious.
Oh no. So what saved it?
Thankfully, people power. There was this huge public outcry, regular citizens, architecture experts, they all knew how valuable it was, and, they really fought to save it.
That's an amazing story. Real
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
spirit.
It truly is. And then Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine stepped up. They took over, managed the whole thing. They did these incredibly careful renovations.
Yeah.
Including seismic retrofitting, to make sure it lasts for the future. And then they reopened it in 2019 as the cultural space we see today.
So it's more than just a building saved. It's like
Yeah.
a symbol of cultural revival and that connection to the shrine's heritage.
Precisely. It gives the place this really moving historical weight, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, so we know the story. Let's talk about the building itself, because visually it sounds stunning. Sakakura's philosophy, architecture for people. What does that look like here?
You see it immediately in the pilatus, those slender columns that lift the main building up. It makes it look like it's almost floating above the pond there.
Floating. I like that. It sounds so light.
It really is. It gives it this incredibly airy feeling, and it really connects the building to the water and the nature around it.
And I saw pictures of this open corridor design. It looks so inviting. Like it just pulls a breeze and the light right through.
It does. It makes the whole place feel very open, very connected to the outdoors. It's designed to sort of blur the lines between inside and outside.
Does that make it tricky, though? Like with exhibits or bad weather?
That's a good point. But they've balanced it really well. The actual exhibition spaces are protected, climate controlled, of course. The open corridors are more about that feeling of flow, the visual connection, and honestly, it's a photographer's dream.
Oh, I bet.
The light and shadow, the reflections, the building itself is the artwork sometimes. You can get some incredible shots. And don't miss the inner courtyard.
Courtyard. What's special about that?
It features these beautiful walls made of Oya stone. It's this distinctive local volcanic rock, really warm and textural, adds a lovely Japanese touch to the modern lines.
Oh, yes, dome. Okay, noted. And you mentioned reflections from the pond.
Oh, yeah. The water from Hike Pond is right there,
Yeah.
and the reflections shimmer and dance across the ceilings inside. It's pretty magical. Like the building is breathing with the light.
Wow. That sounds like something you just have to see.
It really is. It's this fantastic fusion of the built environment and nature. And hey, for any architecture fans listening,
Yes.
there's a small exhibition room with documentary footage showing the whole renovation process. You can actually see how they carefully restored it. It's Pretty fascinating stuff.
That's a great tip. Okay, so beyond the amazing building, the nature itself sounds like a big draw, being right next to Hike Pond.
Absolutely. That location means it changes dramatically with the seasons. It's always offering something beautiful.
So spring would be cherry blossoms, I imagine.
Oh, definitely. Gorgeous. Pink and white everywhere. But then summer comes and the pond just explodes with red and white lotus flowers. It's incredibly vibrant.
Lotus flowers. Lovely.
Then you get the amazing colors of autumn foliage naturally. And winter has this crisp, quiet beauty. It really encourages you to come back and see it at different times of year.
It sounds like a place where you can really feel that Japanese idea of living in harmony with nature. Just walking around that Pilates space or the paths nearby must be very calming.
It is very serene. And here's a little fun fact for nature lovers.
Ooh, yes.
Keep an eye out for wild birds.
Yeah.
You might even spot a kingfisher. Seriously, I saw one dive into the pond last time I was there.
A kingfisher? How cool is that? Little wildlife bonus.
Exactly. Okay, so moving inside, let's talk about the experiences. The exhibitions sound really dynamic. They change them pretty often, right?
Yeah, I heard every 2 months or so, so there's always a reason to go back.
That's the idea. It keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
And the range is really impressive. You might see historical artifacts from Kamakura's past one time, then maybe something related to the seasons, or even really cutting-edge contemporary art the next. It covers a lot of ground, culturally speaking.
And it connects back to the shrine, too, doesn't it? Tsurugaoka Hachimangu.
Deeply. Many exhibitions explore the shrine's own history and traditions. You can see treasures, materials, stuff that really paints a picture of Kamakura as this major religious and political center back in the day. It helps you understand the city on a deeper level, you know.
Absolutely. Beyond just looking, are there things to do? Activities?
Sometimes, yes. They've offered hands-on things like pointillism workshops in the past, which sounds like fun, right?
Yeah.
Gets you involved.
Yeah, they're definitely more engaging than just walking around.
And here's something a bit different. Occasionally, for insect-themed exhibitions, they've even had light traps set up so you can actually observe insects.
Insects? Really? In an art museum?
No, right? It's distinctly unexpected. But it shows how dynamic the space is. It challenges your expectations in a good way, I think.
It certainly sounds memorable. Okay, after all that exploring and maybe insect spotting, what about taking a break?
Perfect timing. There's a lovely on-site cafe. It's designed to be really serene, just a calm spot to sit, maybe have a coffee, and just reflect.
That sounds nice. And isn't there something special there related to the shrine's history?
Ah, yes. A very poignant connection. You can see a piece of the huge ancient ginkgo tree from the shrine grounds, the one that was over 1,000 years old and sadly fell in a storm back in 2010.
Oh, wow. That is poignant. A real piece of history and nature right there.
It is. It connects you to that deep history, that sense of nature worship. And if you fancy a more traditional experience, I definitely recommend the Kaze no Mori Tea Cafe. It's along the approach path to the shrine, run by the famous Higuchi Chaya restaurant.
Oh, Higuchi Chaya. They're very well known.
Exactly. So you can get really high-quality matcha and beautiful Japanese sweets there. It's a perfect place to just slow down and appreciate traditional tea culture.
You know, listening to all this, it strikes me how well this kind of visit fits if you're staying somewhere like Toshi's place.
How do you mean?
Well, with a smart hotel setup, maybe with your own kitchen, you're not tied to a rigid hotel schedule.
Right.
You can have a relaxed morning, make your own breakfast.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
And then you can head out for something like this museum visit without feeling rushed. You can really take your time, soak it all in. It allows for that sort of deeper travel experience, getting into the local rhythm.
That's a really great point. It matches the unhurried, refined atmosphere of Kamakura itself. And the museum is super easy to fit into that kind of day.
Right. Access is important. How easy is it to get there?
Incredibly easy. It's only about a 10-minute walk from JR Kamakura Station. So very central, very convenient.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Once you're there, what else is nearby? Can you combine it with other sites?
Absolutely. Its location is fantastic. You're within easy walking distance of Komachi Main Street, for all the shops and snacks.
Always good.
And the Denkazura Path, that beautiful elevated walkway leading to the shrine. Plus, even Yugahama Beach isn't too far if you fancy a stroll down to the coast afterwards. It slots really neatly into a day of exploring Kamakura.
Sounds like a great anchor point for sightseeing. Any tips on actually getting there, parking versus trains?
Okay, quick tip. There's no dedicated parking at the museum itself. There are some big public lots nearby if you do drive, but Especially on weekends or holidays, it can get really busy around there, lots of people heading to the shrine. So honestly, public transport is probably your best bet for a stress-free visit. Avoids the traffic jams and the parking hunt.
Good advice. What about opening times? Need to plan around those.
Right. The museum is open from 10:00 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. But remember, last admission is at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, 4 p.m. last entry. And the cafe.
The cafe stays open a little later until 5:00 p.m., but their last order is at 4:30 p.m. So you can grab something quick after your visit if you time it right.
Got it. Any days it's closed.
Yes, important detail. It's usually closed on Mondays. If Monday is a national holiday, then it will be closed the next day, the Tuesday.
Okay.
They also close for a few days when they're changing exhibitions and over the New Year holiday period. So the golden rule is always check their official website before you go, just to be sure about the schedule for that specific day.
Makes sense. Check the website first. And how is it for accessibility? Is it easy for everyone to visit?
Oh, it's excellent in that regard. Really well thought out. It's fully accessible. There are elevators, multi-purpose restrooms, even diaper-changing stations.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, so it's ideal for wheelchair users, families pushing strollers, anyone with young kids. It makes for a really comfortable visit for everybody.
Fantastic. And practical things like payment.
Easy peasy. They take contactless payments, IC cards like Suica or Pasmo, and credit cards too. That's for both the museum entrance and the cafe, which has a self-checkout. Super convenient.
Nice and modern.
Yeah.
And for international visitors.
The official website has an English version too, so planning your visit, checking exhibition details, opening times, it's all straightforward. What did you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.